In psychology class, what we talked about is habits and habits that students would like to change. And one of the techniques we talked about is the idea of the space between stimulus and response. And what were some of the ways that students could create this space between stimulus and response? So for example, some of the students would like to spend less money. So we talked about the idea of temporal and time space and instituting the 24-hour rule between their impulse, the stimulus to purchase something, and the response in actually purchasing it. And we talked about in those 24 hours, they could go home, look at their closet, think about other things they'd like to spend their money on. Another way of applying this idea of stimulus and response and the freedom to choose and better choices in terms of their habits is if it's food, for example, they can create physical space between a food that they're tempted by and have it be a treat. So it's not in their house. So the stimulus is to have that food, to create the temporal space, or I should say the physical space, that maybe it's a treat that they have outside of their house and that gives them time in between. And why this is really powerful is so many of the decisions that we make that limit us are impulsive. And when it's impulsive, it's reactive. So let this be today's reminder that the freedom to choose between stimulus and response, this is Viktor Frankl's quote, is the most powerful place you can be. So take your time. If it's good today, if it's a good idea today, it'll be a great idea tomorrow. Anything worth having is worth waiting for. Have a great night.